What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, people? How y'all doing? How you doing? This is the Ladybirds of AFN, and we are excited to have you ladies on the panel. Let me go ahead and bring one more on here. She's getting herself together. And then we have a couple more ladies in the back soon that will be joining us as well. But look, the Ladybirds had to, take a little woosah moment, you know, get our stuff together. There you go, Pam.
Yeah.
We got to make our, everything great again.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know about this game that just came up, but we're gonna be optimistic. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna be all right. So,
It'll be all right.
as we are waiting on the other two ladies to come on up in here, let's go ahead and introduce you guys to who we are. In case you don't know who I am, making Atlanta Falcons great again with, Fontenot and Morris. We're hoping that things pick back up, because we're here for the campaign here at Atlanta Falcons Nation. Yes. But I am Ms Maggie T. You guys know I'm your host, but I have co-host. I'm not just the only lady on this channel anymore, and I'm proud to say that because whole bunch of men that get on my nerves. I need a little bit of ladiness in my panel. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. So I'm Ms Maggie T once again, and right next to me,
who do we have? I'm Asia. It's nice to see you guys tonight.
Yes, Aisha, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling actually pretty good today. I'm just excited to just express what we saw this past Sunday. Okay. And I would love to hear everybody's opinion on how they felt about the game.
Well, we're going to get into it. But right below me, who do we have?
Auntie Pam in the building.
Auntie. How are you feeling today, Auntie?
I just got off a thing with Chris Lindstrom for a season ticket, perfect tennis. So I actually talked to him and got a digital autograph.
Okay. Nice. And right next to Miss Pam, I'm trying to get my fingers to go right here. Who do we have? Actually, you might have seen her earlier on the Jew Talk Sports show.
Yes.
But she is blessing us for the first time ever here.
Yes.
So who are you, ma'am?
A long time coming. Louisiana born and South Mississippi raised Dirty Bird. True Dirty Bird. Look, a girl child is not safe in a household full of Steelers, Aints, and Cowboys. So it's a hard rep, but I do it.
It's a hard not life, but guess what? You doing it.
Do it.
Yes.
You gotta do it. Somebody gotta do it. But welcome, ma'am. We getting ready to get into this conversation. In case the ladies don't want to come on, we're just gonna make it real quick and short. You're gonna see us again next week. But tonight is the debate, speaking of, making Atlanta Falcons great again. So we're gonna cut our podcast short today because we don't want to miss that action because that's gonna be good. So hey, Christy D. Coleman said, hell of a combination. Okay, then thank you.
Okay.
We're making things and making moves, honey. Yes, we are, my home girl. Look at you. Okay, see, already popular up in here.
Yeah. Shout out to the chat family. We migrate across all Falcon content, all across on Nation. You'll find us on almost everywhere. So we rep all around.
Oh yes, ma'am. That means we're nationwide. Right, we're nationwide. Fans are everywhere. You got a Louisiana born and raised, Mississippi, sitting over here being a Falcons fan, and that you got to be tough as nails to do something like that, honey.
Lord,
very, very tough.
But let's go ahead and get right into it, ladies. I kind of want to get quick into some topics. I was trying to wait on Kiera because she wanted to get on one of the topics, so we're gonna hold off on that one. But let's talk about it right. Let's talk about this one though.
Okay.
Kirk Cousins disappointed in debut loss to the Steelers. And he's basically saying he needed to play better. So rapid fire. I had to start off with the main conversation of the weekend leading into today, because it's still happening at this point. Let's go ahead and go with it. Let's Pam. Since you over here just, getting Chris Lindstrom's, autographs and things like that, and talking to players. Let's hear your expertise about what do you feel about that statement, and then just kind of your overall rating of Kirk Cousins' debut.
I think the fan base should need to kind of relax. It's only the first game, and it's his preseason game. Y'all got to look at it that way. I'm expecting him to do a lot better in the next game. So so this was his way of getting hit, and because in preseason he wasn't getting hit, he wasn't doing all that stuff. It's just his stuff, just to get acclimated with the game and get used to the offensive line and all that. So I think Kirk will be just fine.
That's just
my opinion.
Yes. I agree. I think,
yeah. Why you agree? Go ahead.
Oh, I was saying I agree, because it's like, I know everybody was like getting at him at first because of just the way he was not moving around in the pocket. And I keep seeing that he was like standing like a statue. He's coming off of an injury. So Achilles injury is like very serious. He got hurt week 8 of last year when he was with the Vikings. But people got to understand, that's a bone right there, and your lower leg, that it takes a minute for you to like start moving around again. And since he didn't play in preseason, he didn't get those reps and get to like move around on the field. So this was more of like a warm-up session for him. So people automatically expected so much out of him, like as if he was like Matt Ryan or something, when he's literally, and he's getting used to the players too on the team. He's getting used to the offense. He's getting used to who he's giving the ball to. He's with a brand new team. Yeah, we get he's a veteran and that he should have automatically been on this A game, but give him time. It's only week 1. We got 16, 17 more games to go.
Yeah.
He's going to get there. There was a warm-up. When they play the Eagles, you're going to start to see a lot more throwing, a lot more shotgun passes, a lot more pistol routes. You're going to start to see a lot of that this game coming up and the following games. But that's what I think. A lot of good
play calling is going to be in this game too.
Yes, exactly.
You got a new coordinator, so that has something to do with it too.
Yeah, exactly. That is true too.
So, and I'm going to grab my pen at the end, but Miss Christy, bless us with your opinion on Kirk Cousins.
I have some mixed feelings. I was expecting more throws, but not as much tunnel vision, looking for specific players. And how long should the O-line hold up to protect him versus while he looks for someone? So I was looking for less passing and more throwing. And that run play up the middle is predictable for Atlanta Falcons, and it's very predictable for us. And do we ever run to the outside? I mean, do we ever throw or run to the outside? Do we go side to side across the field? I just haven't seen that. And with the turnovers, it seems like something about the second half is a breakdown for us. It's either the defense or the offense. After the second half, I wonder, do they say something in the back? Do you put somebody under a spell? What goes on after halftime that sends us into a whole different dynamic? And it seemed like it's not absent from whoever is the coach. We saw this with Dan Quinn. So what happens in that second half seems like it's an endurance type of paradigm versus consistency a little bit. So that was disappointing. The turnovers were disappointing. Let me tell you how bad from inside the stadium. Now I'm going to post some videos just to show you that our fans actually showed up. But when that third turnover happened, the mass exodus, you would have thought they were doing a fire drill. By the third turnover, you knew. Look, they was like, let me go beat traffic right now. I don't want to get pissed off in traffic. But it was still stunning for the Steeler fans that, you know, the ones that I came with, the ones that were my neighbors again.
They didn't do a lot of hooping and hollering in that stadium.
No, and they did not leave the stadium like they normally do. I mean, they were stunned that they were reserved to no touchdowns. If it wasn't for the kicker and JJ Watt, I'm sorry. They're really worried about the rest of their season, and we put that type of fear in them. And I think something should be said that this is the first time just a girl child coming from a family of Steelers fans, best friends, cousins, the whole family that they've never been this stunned leaving from one of our games. It wasn't what they thought that they would do. You know, they thought they were going to run the numbers up. They didn't suspect the 40 points, but they really thought it would not be as hard as it was for them. Yeah. And so shout out to the defense for that.
Oh, yes. Yeah, and I agree with that when I see Devon Stanfield said he looked as I thought he would look. He looked off, but it's his first game back after a major injury. He'll be better and play better. Let's not panic. And then Ryder was saying he was kind of looking a little rusty. What was that? He looked a little rusty. And you know, because honestly, you know, even though some people were saying it didn't make a difference, but some reason, I don't know why we're sitting our starters out. I mean, I'm not saying like an entire game for the preseason, but a couple of plays just to kind of get him used to getting hit, used to, you know, he was like a deer caught in headlights, you know. You could kind of tell mentally he was a little bit timid by his movements and things like that. And he just looked scared to me. And
he looked anxious. It showed. He was very anxious. His movement. And if he saw their defense coming towards him, he was very anxious. He was very anxious.
Y'all, TJ Watt is that dude, y'all. I was so happy when he ran off the field. I was clapping. Good, he off the field. They could give my offense a chance to do something. Because that man was in the backfield every time he in that game. He was just in the backfield.
That's TJ Watt for you. I mean, he's that player. Like, he's somebody that he needs to be double coverage.
They double triple. He still got there. I mean, they tripped him. They did everything they could in that game to try to prevent him from getting there. And he is that dude, y'all.
He is.
You have to give it to him.
That is true.
You know, so it's like, it was really a preseason game for a lot of our players. Our O-line, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Our O-line looked rusty.
Yeah. Oh. A lot of penalties and a lot of people out of position, like Kyle Pitts. Because Kirk had to point him to get into the right position. He need to cut that out.
Oh my God! Yes, I'm glad you brought that up.
You should know how to line up.
There was a cross.
Especially, how many have you been here? What, 3 years, 4 years now? How long Kyle Pitts been here?
3 years, I believe. 3 years.
I mean, you know better. To have your own quarterback to tell you where to be at. Come on,
right? You should already know because in that fumble that we caused was because one of our players ran a cross route and he didn't get to his spot in time, which is why the ball hit him and it caused the fumble. And people automatically blame Kirk, but Kirk was the one. He was trying to get him in position. Like I saw it on the field when they were showing the replay. He was telling him where to go and stop, not to move, because once that ball snaps, there's nothing else you could do at that point, and that ball hits your leg. At that point, anybody can jump on that. So that's something that's an error that they need to look back at. When they go back to the drawing books, they got to
address that in this this practice and meeting coming up the week. They're gonna fix that.
Oh yeah, exactly.
They got a bunch of coaches to straighten that out.
Yeah,
and Kiera said she'll be here. I'm gonna save the other topic for when she gets on because she definitely wanted to chime in on this because like Christy, Pam, and Kiera, they were all there. So, talking about that. And Mike, don't worry about what's in my cup. Don't worry about what's in my cup. D. Coleman said, I'm going to wait to the end of the week 5 before I, form some strong opinions. That wasn't at all,
Yeah, just
give them time.
Give them time.
Because what I can say about it, defense don't need that much time to kind of get it together. You know how to sack. You know how to stop a quarterback. Offense, though, catching passes, run game, getting in the end zone, understanding who your opponents are, each year, getting the feel of at least what they're bringing to you on defense against them. You got to get used to that. It's going to take them a little bit more time to gel together, but we're going to go ahead and get, hey ladies, here, how are y'all? We're doing good. Black the Snake, how you doing? What's good, Lady Birds, AFN, and Falcons family, Georgia, Texas boy. About whatever said, man, I'm pissed. We lost the game and I lost 5G. Why are you okay.
I tell you,
betting this damn game and we lose to them and they ain't scored a damn touchdown. Oh, I'm okay. See, now you should know better to be spending that type of money on them Falcons in game 1.
Oh,
game 1. That is a you problem right there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think they were scared because of the injuries that happened during the preseason league wide. Hey ladies, long time no holla. I see y'all going strong. And Kelvin O'Connor said might be what we got. He was dropping dimes in training camp, then selling throws and not getting fully behind them. If you're scared, put Penix in.
I'm gonna get on that because Penix is not. He's a rookie, y'all. Yeah, I mean,
he's just a rookie.
And he even said on one show, one interview, that he learning a lot from Kirk, and he appreciates all the knowledge he's getting from him. And even in the game, he was asking Penix his opinion and then what he would do in certain situation and all that. So Michael Penix is in a good position, sitting back and learning from a veteran.
And what's funny is people
he'll get a start eventually, but right now it's Kirk Cousins' show right now.
Right.
What's funny is that people, they automatically, when they see the veterans doing bad, they automatically ask for the rookies. Like with Marcus Mariota, when he started doing bad, everybody was like, get Desmond Ridder in. When Desmond Ridder started playing, people did not like how he was playing. And then everybody all of a sudden said, we need a quarterback.
Yep.
Right.
So it's like they shift. When they notice the vet's not doing good, they want the rookie to come in, knowing that the rookie may not be fully prepared. You got to give them time. You can't automatically put Penix in just because Kirk Cousins. It's not just Kirk Cousins. It was the offense as a whole.
Yeah, the offensive line looked horrible. I mean, they didn't do a good job. And we didn't win that situation, you don't get the same results.
Exactly.
Exactly. But let's go ahead and get right into it. The next one real quick, because of course we got a short show today. So I would love to sit here and talk about Kirk Cousins and the offensive line and everything else, but we got to kind of go right into I'm still waiting on Kiera to jump on, so we're gonna skip that one for now because she want to talk about the fan base. But we got a new signing today.
I saw that.
So he's a swing tackle, so he can play both left and right.
I'm gonna put a little picture up, so I like to be fancy, so I'm gonna put up a little picture so y'all can see what he looked like. There you go. So, so that some people saying somebody's job is on the line. What do you think about that, ladies?
It's just death piece. That's what I think.
It's just an extra spot, basically. Like, he can be a fill-in. I mean, people are saying Caleb McGarry is not it, but like we said, it's week 1.
Yeah, because basically saying the signing is kind of mysterious after Caleb McGarry had a difficult time in that Sunday game, and TJ Watts was just that dude. He was just that dude. So it ain't just him. You know, so, but I also saw that the Falcons are trying out some wide receivers and a couple of other players. I didn't see the list. I didn't see the names on there, but they are also trying out other players because it's like game one kind of put them on the notice, like, oh, we need to shake this up a little bit. You know, we need to get better on offense. So, I guess this is one of the additions. You know, additions to that. So,
but remember,
I mean, what do y'all?
That was one of the things that Raheem and Terry said back in February when they were doing the interviews. Terry stated that finding the right players will be a continuum. It wasn't going to be just a draft. It wasn't going to be just free agency. That it was going to continue throughout the season until they find the best fit. So basically, going back to Raheem's that first locker room meeting, remember what he said. Everybody would have the opportunity to show their best foot forward. What resources do you need? But after that point, you know, it's all about performance, and it was going to be up to the players. So the expectation is that, hey, you either perform,
do your job,
or you rotated out.
And I like that concept. Doesn't mean that we're going to stick with the same people and hold on to folks that don't need to be held on to. It's like, look, you not producing. And he did say that. He said, you know what, you might not be the best fit for this team, but we're going to make sure you're the best fit for somebody else. So it's like, that means just you got your walking papers if you're not performing, just letting you know. But we're going to prep you. You can be traded.
Right.
Yeah.
You can be traded. You can be traded. You can be traded. So with that being said, we're gonna go right into let's get into it. We might have the lady on now because we want to get into this topic real quick.
Go ahead.
Let's bring her on. Hey, Miss Lady.
I am just getting.
Introduce who you are in case everybody don't know who you are. All that fan screaming and stuff like that.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Because it's kind of, I don't know, mine sound kind of funny.
You sound fine.
Yeah, you sound fine.
Yeah. Do you need to come back in, maybe, possibly?
Yeah, I'll try that.
Okay, we're gonna save the next topic for you, but because she kind of wanted to get in on this one. I think it's the perfect time to bring this one up. Basically,
because I know I wasn't at the
game.
Hear about that.
Atlanta Falcons fans' reaction to seeing more Steelers in the stadium. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna start it off. If anybody knows and have tailgated during Steeler games, there are certain teams they run deep anyway.
Yeah, they'll go anywhere the Steelers will go. Wherever Pittsburgh Steelers go, they go.
It's like that for the 49ers. It's like that for Green Bay. It's like a couple of teams that just Cowboys.
The Cowboys.
They travel real well. So I'm not surprised to see that it was I want to say it was a 50-50 because I was out there tailgating and it was so many red and black people along with. But the funny thing is, what I do like about Steelers fans, unlike Aints fans, they're wholesome. They're humbled. They talk a little crap, and we were saying congratulations, and it wasn't a whole. Well, of course, I saw some fans fighting a little bit, whatever. But those are ignorant people. But if anything, it was fist bumps and congratulations, good job, because they played well. They didn't play a hell of a game because defense did their thing. Field goals. So defense still did their thizzle. But if anything, they won the game. So I gave them the props. I'm gonna let Kiera come on in a minute. But go ahead, Christy. What you think about, since you was there? I know you was trying to send me a video, but what was your I'm
gonna post that to your Facebook. They didn't outnumber us in the stands. They did. When they said wave those white flags, we took that thing over. Yeah. And from where I sat, the majority of, even in my section, was Falcon fans. And I think, again, the dominant color of black makes it looks like we're not there. And I think for a
there was some black to the stadium too.
Right. That it should have been a red out game for key games like that and the Saints games, it should be red out games where we're wearing our red shirts or red jerseys versus the black, because it makes it look like it's the other team and it's not.
Wait a minute, is that John Abraham watching us? What? What's going on, John? Hold on, let me stop you right there, Christy. I was just looking. Okay. I was like, wait a minute, is that John? But he said, how you doing? First game against the old coach. I think these first couple of weeks we should just relax. I agree. We playing good teams. Kirk ain't played since last October. He's nursing an injury. It's kind of like how Kyle Pitts came back. He was a little scared a little bit. So
yeah, he was a little nervous.
He was a little rusty. You know, also we look like we can win in the NFC South though. Okay. Yeah, and y'all know who John Abraham is now.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I want to talk about Mr. Stat. Somebody special just broke a record. Speaking of, and I think he just broke his record. So
Grady Jarrett,
you know,
Grady Jarrett.
Let me get right into it since we're gonna talk about the fans. We're gonna come back to the fans, but since we got John in here, but it's this one right here, then we'll get back to the fanship soon. But this one right here. Hold on, here you go. Here you go. Grady Jarrett. Grady Jarrett had 1.5 sacks and 3 quarterback hits on Justin Fields. Grady now has 35.5 career sacks and surpassed John Abraham. How ironic is that?
Wow.
So, hey, you know, that's pretty amazing, you know, just to see him come back from injury and still be that man. He was definitely missed and needed. So shout out to Grady Jarrett, you know, on that.
I like how he had help too. I love how he had Matthew Judon, and I'm glad we mentioned that because I remember we mentioned that last Tuesday, where now he has help on his line, and Matthew Judon got a sack, and that just tells you right there that we have a strong defensive line that's able to break away from the offensive line and get to the quarterback. Because Justin Fields, he's not all that. Justin Fields, people think he's all that just because he can run. But really, in all reality, he's not really, like, he's fast, he can run, but when he's throwing, it's not consistent. He will overthrow the ball, he throws interceptions, like he doesn't get on target. That's why he's more of a runner. And that's what something
Grady Jarrett was on it, but hey, and I just love that he has that veteran approach. He's a captain for a reason, and it's going to encourage because if anything, defense did their thing, and that's what I expected. Though I expected that. It's like I was questioning about offense, but it's going to take them some time. You know, give them a little time, like John said, and you know, but defense, I wasn't too worried about it. As long as them guys stay healthy, you know, get on that quarterback, and you know, they did what they had to do. You know, it was field goals after field goals after field goals, so that meant we was doing our thing. So I was very, very proud. Let me see what Kiera's at real quick. Hold on. Let's see. She haven't updated yet. She hasn't. So. We'll come back to her about the fanship and everything else. But who else didn't say anything? Did you say something, Pam, about you know, the Steelers being in the stadium? Was it too much? Do you think?
I think my take on it, they're season ticket holders, them Steelers fans. That's my take on it. They're from here. They're from other states. And they went and bought season ticket because it was a lot cheaper to go ahead and get in the season ticket rather than buy from us, because they jacking the price of the ticket. So they getting around and find an easy way. Well, we just might as well go ahead and buy the tickets and then sell whatever tickets we're not going to. And they're going to make profit because you got other teams coming in, like the Cowboys, like the Chiefs, and everything else. So it's a win-win for them.
Right.
So that's my take on it. They're season ticket holders. Because I actually literally saw somebody who had on the Steelers jersey, pull it out, had an Atlanta Falcons jersey on it, Atlanta Falcons shirt underneath. So
there are some teams some people that are, two team shouters, I couldn't do it. Now let me take that back. When Peyton Manning was here, I was a Colts fan, though. I'm not gonna lie about that. I was, I wasn't die hard, but whenever they was in the Super Bowl and I was like, well, the Falcons ain't. I'm gonna ride with Peyton Manning, so I can at least say that. But I was a player fan, not really a team fan, if that makes sense.
I was a Eric Campbell's fan, Houston Oilers, and the Von Phillips. I was a Houston Oilers fan back then. So
okay. And Ms. Angel.
I was a Ravens fan at one point because the color. It was just the color.
Yeah, I get it. And what do you think about the fan base? Did you kind of get it spilled on that? And Kiera says she's having some issues, y'all. So we're gonna probably just jump into the next topic. But what do you thought? Did you see a lot of Steelers fans? Did you think it was just like they were dominating the stadium from what you seen on TV?
I think it's 50-50 because you had Falcons fans in there was represented. And I came in, I was in the Dirty Bird Nest and actually marched in with them to the stadium. And video and everything. So they were well represented. They had their whites on and all that. And what fun we were going by saying we out for y'all or something like that, the Steelers fan, they were looking at us coming in, So, but I think it was about 50-50. But they got loud when stuff happened for their team,
Right. Right. I think it was still like one of the first times that I've been to one of our games where we were at least up to that amount Miss Pam talked about, because in the past it hadn't. I mean, they were like, we're gonna take this over, and they saw with the white flags, it didn't happen this time. They were really stunned. I'm telling you, it was a quiet ride back home. They weren't. They were happy about the win, but it was not the win that they wanted.
And you're right, because it wasn't when even they was coming back through the tailgate, they really wasn't,
quite excited.
They weren't that excited. I can't say that because it's the way they won. Because I'm seeing articles about, they're not too happy with how they won. No. It's like they've got a lot of holes they got to fill right now on that one, at least offensively. So. If anything, we shot ourselves in the foot. That's just pretty much what we had to do. But listen, we was really rusty.
The coordinator first game, and he just need to come up with a better plan and fix it. He didn't know how to make an adjustment like Mike Tomlin did. Mike Tomlin made adjustment on the spur. Whenever we actually got rolling, he just didn't know how to adjust to that. So that's a learning curve for him.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna get right into the next one because Kiera said she's just having some issues. So we're gonna jump into the next one though, because just some quick, we've been talking about the negative, but let's talk about some positive highlights, and then we're gonna end this one because of course we got the debate this evening. Yes. We got to make Atlanta Falcons great again. But you already know the big major debate is on tonight at 9 Eastern. So we don't want to miss that one. We don't want to hold y'all too long. Of course, we normally go a little longer, but let's talk about some highlights right here. And since speaking of defense, the Falcons defense allowed 0 touchdowns. The fourth time the Falcons D has held on opponents to 0 touchdowns since the start of 2023 season. So let's go ahead and what do y'all think about that one? Let's give the defense a flowers and all of that, because once again we're relying on the defense again to try to at least help save us, but we don't want it to be where they're wore out too, because offense ain't doing their thing. So
defense has been They've been a struggle because we've struggled with defense for the past 5 years. That was something that was a momentum shifter that the defense has not held. Like our defense allowing 0 touchdowns, that's like a huge bump and a momentum change, because now that just proves to the offense, okay, our defense is doing their thing. Now we have to get on our A game so that we know basically we got to start scoring, and we have to take advantage of the fact that the other team is not scoring touchdowns, but that now we need to start scoring, because if we don't let that happen, we're just going to let the other team outscore us by field goals.
Right.
Yeah. And I just got a picture from let me put it up there real quick. But Pam, what do you think about that? You know, that stat is that. How do you feel about the defense? Let's give them the accolades.
Yes. I definitely was proud of my defense. Because every time the Steelers offense went down for score, whenever they try to score, they couldn't get it. You know, they end up stopping them 3 and out. And then they had a big 4th and 1 play, which they end up stopping, and we got the ball back. So yeah, the defense are maintaining, and they did a real good job in that, holding them to just field goal, which was good. I mean, I think the only bad thing that they did was right before halftime, they gave up that long pass to George Pickett, you know, and then put them in the field goal range. Now I felt like that if they had I don't know if it was some mistake that AJ made or something, but if they hadn't scored that, we would have had a chance, you know, with them not scoring that field goal going into the halftime.
Okay. And Christy, what you got on that one?
Yeah, I agree with everyone. You saw the difference before Grady got hurt, and then the difference after. So leadership is also, I think, one of the important paradigms with each part of the team. And if you haven't watched Grady's 10-year video, the documentary that the Falcons did, and go back and watch it, I follow him on his social media pages, and his grind after the injury to get back.
Yes, baby. Oh,
He took it very
baby.
serious, and look, he wasn't no punk about it. So I followed his grind about, you know, him coming back and serving as a leader.
He's there.
So,
hey, we got to get hold on. We got to do this for Papa. Excuse me. Hold on, Papa, if you're still here. Me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear my Papa. Happy birthday to you.
Bravo.
Gotta give it to my man. That's my road dog since,
Happy birthday.
Cadillac had, you know. I appreciate you joining us. It's a lot of people in chat tonight. We're so excited. We definitely are so excited.
I need to say something about Papa. I remember him. We had a show on the radio called The Press Box with Bobby Z. He's a big Green Bay Packer fan, and Papa was the co-host.
I was listening to the show then. I used to call in a couple of times. That's kind of how I fell in love with Papa. You know, just all of that was going on and everything else. And Bobby, I have to, see what he's up to. I haven't checked on him in a while. Yeah. But I was sad to, see him and them close that show out. But of course, I know things had to change. But that was something I used to always listen to all the time. So, dang, Pam, okay then.
That's how I got famous for my coworker. He always called me VIP because every time I got on the show, it's a female caller, so they'll bring me all the way up to the front of the guys and have me on the show. So And so the guy, he recognized the voice. He said, "Were you on the show yesterday?" I said, "Yeah, I was on the show." So he all every time he see me in the hallway, he called me VIP every time.
Somebody,
So
man, Mike talking something that's absolutely disgusting. 2 teams. Hush, Mike. Hush him.
It's true, Mike. It's true.
That's right. Bobby was, man, is that dude. I got to catch up with Bobby. I still should be following him on Facebook. I haven't checked on him in a while.
I'm on Facebook with him.
Okay. Yeah, so he's doing good.
Yep.
You better say. You know how to give my papa a happy birthday, seeing him in the chat. John Abraham and Papa Falcon on the same show. You know, my day is made.
We need to have them on our show.
I really want to invite him. It's probably difficult more when he's in the season. Like he's really been an advocate for the Falcons lately. So we're gonna try to get a hold of this man soon. You know, since he's picking in here, that will be definitely great. So, but let's go right into the next one because we don't want to hold off too much longer. But let's get into the next. You know, we want to highlight. We're talking about the lowlights, but let's talk about some highlights here. So we talked about the defense. We already talked about Grady Jerry, so we're going to skip that one. But Bijan Robinson contributed to 111 yards from scrimmage with 68 rushing yards and 43 receiving. It was his 7th career game with more than 100 yards from scrimmage. It's a positive, but let's talk about it. Are we focusing on too much of him? You know, a little too much, or you know, is that a positive for you guys? What do y'all think about that?
I think it's a good thing, but we gotta like be versatile. We can't just focus on one running back because that's the same thing when we had Devontae Freeman and Kevin Coleman. We was versatile. We used both of them. Like we shifted back and forth. That's something we need to do with him and Tyler Algier because Tyler Algier is like he's barely getting like any scrimmage yards. Because the fact that Bijan Robinson surpassed his scrimmage yards just tells you how much more we're focused on running back than the other. And eventually it's going to show that the second running back, he's going to feel like he's not getting as enough attention on the field, and he's going to feel more like a liability than an actual player on the team.
And it becomes the primary focus too of other teams. They see what you're doing. So is this a Matt Julio thing? You know, are we again? Where's the diversity in what we're doing, what we're moving towards? So I agree. I agree with her analogy, but it became evident of what your next play was. You know, and the focus even from the Falcons marketing is Dijon, as if other players aren't there. So, you know, at least I know people hate it, the in brotherhood analogy, it showed groups of different aspects of the team together. It was about togetherness. If you think of the focus that led to our run in 16-17, that in brotherhood became a primary focus. It wasn't just on just one, and when it became just on certain ones and how you were paying, the breakdown was there. Again, there's the business of football and football business, and to me that had a negative little impact on when you do that tunnel vision. It's evident and everybody can see it.
Well, Madness 427 said Ty averaged 7. Let's see, YPC man, and we just went away from that. And why didn't we run at TJ? That's crazy. Now, let me ask this question about this. Do you think it had something to do with Kirk not being so confident within himself? So he kind of went to what he knew, you know, what they probably practiced and things like that. Do you think this was a little bit of safety net going to him so often?
I think it's play calling.
Yeah, it all comes down to play calling.
Right. I don't think it's nothing to do with Kirk. It's the offensive coordinator not knowing how valuable Tyler Algier is, and I think in this game he will realize how important he got to use him in order for Bijan to get more yards.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was looking like a rookie coach out there. You know, it's the play calling. So it's like, you know, hopefully they're gonna watch a lot of film this weekend and figure this part out. And then speaking of, I want to put this picture up that I got from Brianna. She sent something in. I'm gonna put it in here, but it's basically like we tried out a couple of players because, and I think a lot of them was on the offensive side of the game, because we know, you know, we got some, like you said, they shaking up the tree a little bit, like Big Will be saying. You know, kind of, we gotta. It might be time to rotate a little bit, but this is just first game jitters or what have you. But let me get this comment off the picture. But yeah, as you can see, they just they was trying out a couple. That's more than that, actually. It was a big list of players they was trying out. So we're gonna see how they shake it up a little bit. So with that, let's go ahead and get into the next one. Like I said, we're just gonna make this short and sweet. And then we're gonna get into some comments and just, you know, shout out to our fans as well. But let's get right into, after that, Young Wei Koo. You know, coming off a preseason and, you know, looking a little sketchy, coming, you know, not consistent. And, you know, he started off not consistent in last year a little bit. And then he came into the preseason. So everybody was like, oh, Lord, what's happening here? So, okay. I guess he's the, you know, 30-yard, you know, captain right now, you know, 46 to 46. You know, let's just hope this stays consistent. And let's hope that it doesn't come down to field goals, at least. That our offense gels together and we get in there and get touchdowns. But what do y'all think about that? You know, was everybody was panicky a little bit, or do you still feel confident in Young Wei?
I guess preseason was just, that was just his, he was just, I don't know, he just didn't feel comfortable. But as week one, he had time to like practice at training camp and everything. So I feel more confident in him. I mean, there's going to be games where field goal kickers, they're going to miss field goals, extra points. That's going to happen. But I mean, no field goal is perfect. He's going to miss field goals. He's going to miss extra points. But it's about consistency, because he can't keep missing field goals and extra points, because that's costly. That will cost you a game between field goal game and between a game that you're down by 1 point.
But it could have been just preseason. He wasn't as serious about it. I'm pretty sure he was like, you know, I got this. You know, he practiced. My kid's making popcorn. I smell it, y'all. It smells good. But Miss Christy, what do you think about Young Wei? You know, after everybody was a little panicky, what's going on with him?
I may be biased because I was a Matt Bryant fan, and he was such a phenomenal kicker until he got hurt. And even as an older kicker, he was phenomenal until he got hurt. And so I don't know what Koo looks like against the other kickers in the league, and that's probably something I need to go back and look at. But under 30, why wouldn't he make it? That's how I feel. I mean, I really feel that way. If he missed that, he would be ate up by fans. I'm sorry.
He would definitely.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
You're a pro and not in college, so why wouldn't you make 30 yards? That's, you know, that's sort of how I feel about it.
Somebody said was doing the cha-cha slide in every direction, but you know what, D. Coleman, you are something else. Brian people said it's week 0 for us, so you know that was preseason for us with the Steelers. Miss Pam, what do you think about Young Wei? Were you worried about him?
I'm not worried about him, but I do got another special team player that I like to shout out to. But I can wait till then. But I agree with everybody on the panel. It shouldn't be no issue with Koo at all.
Yeah, as long as he stay consistent and healthy, and y'all give him his cleats back, maybe he'll have his mojo, going, because his jersey got snapped for him, his jersey number. Then y'all still in cleats. This man just been sad, like he just giving y'all all he's got, and y'all just taking from this man. So. So when Cool he missed early and often. He makes the first one, he's straight. So not too worried about him. As long as he just, do what he needs to do. I think he was working on new kicking techniques in preseason. That's why I didn't panic about Cool. Okay. So everybody kind of agree that it wasn't too panicky. And then it's preseason, and they were just trying to avoid injuries at that point. I have the hope, I hope that we was a preseason game, because Lord have mercy, that man coming here in 2 weeks, we have to have things tighten up. Oh, that's why we're auditioning players and things like that. We're trying to make some shake around a little bit, because we got to be prepared, because offense was embarrassing. Let's just say that. Let's just say that. Prayers for the punter for Pittsburgh. That was ugly.
Oh
yeah. Prayer. That was awful.
Yeah,
that was really awful, and I thought for sure we were going to get called a penalty on that. But yeah.
Okay, and so it said Charlie didn't even play that much, and they didn't have him in enough. Offensive game plan was absolutely terrible. Having Kirk and Pistol screwed up the offense. Fix it quickly, and I hope they do. I really do hope they do. Play good until second half we took him out and used Pitts to try to chip TJ. Yeah. So let's get it right to the next highlight.
That's the real deal.
Mm-hmm. This one right here, speaking of Kyle Pitts scored his 12th career touchdown when the entire Steelers defense forgot to cover him. Much to my great delight.
Because I could tell he was like the one, he was standing by himself, waving, signaling, yes, Kirk Cousins, throw it to me. Hey, I'm here by myself. Give it to me before they notice me. Because he didn't want to give that.
And he did do it. I said, he did it to him. He wide open.
He was wide open, because I didn't notice until the cameraman shifted, and I was like, "Oh, he's open," and he just stood there, caught the ball like it was nothing, like he was at training camp. He wasn't aggressive or anything. He just stood there, caught it like a statue.
Yeah. So, Kyle Pitts. Even though he needs to work on that, we're gonna stay positive, Kyle Pitts.
You need to work in the right position too.
He was in the right position, but it's some things that he can work on too, as far as who he is. So there's some things he's gonna have to work on, especially that when Kirk had to tell him, hey, get fucking set. Where you going?
Right.
Matt Ryan.
He wouldn't be doing that if it was Matt Ryan. About as strange, he got in the right position with Matt Ryan in there.
Mm-hmm. But I think that they was feeling Kirk's nervousness too, So let me see some of these comments though. And Miss shoot, let me get your name, Christy. What do you think about that? The young Kyle Pitts.
I agree. Again, that tunnel vision. I hope that's not a norm for Kirk. I hope that his anxiousness, he just seemed very anxious, and I hope that he gets more comfortable than what we've seen.
Pitts was waving so much, I thought he was calling for a fair catch.
That's how
he'll do this. I was like, he open.
Right.
Hey, pick me. Oh, we got somebody joining us. Let's see. Did she get her stuff together? Mike, you know what? Don't come in here. This is my show. This is my show. We were fine without you, okay? Don't come on here trying to steal our time.
Hey, boo. How you doing?
Hi, Mike.
Hey, ladies. Asia. Christy. And that other light-skinned girl like that who always talking shit. Ooh, hey, girl.
Hey, Mike. You know we gotta cut this short soon. What you got to say, sir? How you doing?
No. I just want to hear him talk crap. That's all. Bye.
Thank you. He's so crazy. You so crazy. But yeah, he was doing jumping jacks in the end zone. Yeah, no.
Yes. He was like,
we're gonna call him disco. I think at this point we have to start. We have to start to admit Cal is not Austin Hooper in terms of blocking, and that's what I was saying. It was like, yes, that was a highlight for him, but that blocking, he got to work on it. In terms of blocking, he is what he is, and at this point, and an explosive offensive weapon. Yeah, you know. So, hello, ladies, just got into the stream. What's up, JB1? Thank you for joining us. Please watch it back. Definitely. Not voguing though. Vogue, you got to move. Might get off the show. Thank you. Thank you. You know, getting his shimmy ain't on. You know, he over here two-step. Go to two-step. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up in a minute. Let's see what else we got. Just a couple of highlights. Kyle Pitts, Caden Ellens led the defense with 9 tackles. For solo. Did we talk about Caden Ellens?
No.
We haven't.
We talked about Landman, but we haven't talked about Ellis.
Okay, so what do y'all think about that? Quick rapid fire, because we got to close this up for the debate coming up, so we don't want to stay on too much longer. We only got one more key point at the end of this, and then we'll wrap it up. But Caden Ellens. Nice. You know?
Yeah. Ever since he came from the Saints, he's been a huge improvement of the team.
Right.
And I'm glad Tony caught that and picked him up from the Saints, because that was a key thing we needed, is somebody who can help the D-line and who's able to tackle and to help Grady Jarrett out as well. With Onyemata,
and that's the main thing. Get this man some help.
Exactly.
Absolutely. What you got on that,
Pam? A good addition. That linebacker room, I would say, is got to be at least top 5.
Oh yeah,
them players in there. Nate Lehman made a good stop on the 4th down and 1, and Troy Anderson, he's good in the special team and all that. So yeah, I think we got I think our linebacker group is top in the league.
We improved on that.
May not be the top in the league, but maybe I say maybe top 5 or 6 or something.
Right. Like top 10 at most. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Christy, what you got on that Caden Ellens? Did you get a chance to check that out? You know, what do you think about that? Just, you know, and you know, and what I'm happy about, this is, even though this is game 1, like, can you imagine what the defense will become later on down the?
Again, I think it's striking. It's going to strike a little attention. It has struck a lot of attention, even with the Steelers. They paid attention to this defense. They were not expecting that. They were not expecting them to be this good. O-line a little bit, but hey, we stunned them in the first half, and they continued to stick them in the second. So
they was expecting to score 40 on us and didn't do it.
They thought it was going to be the same as what they saw in 2022, and it wasn't. It wasn't.
ATL Leo was on my I didn't even see his comment. He said, "Imagine what the defense gonna look like week 4. Defense was fired. That linebacking trio looked great. It said Pitts had time to run to the locker room, text Kirk he was open, and run back to the end zone. Brady was amazing." You know, if Matt might talk about he's up anything, he's bro man from the 5th floor. It is always interrupting our show.
Oh my God.
You know, but the last and not least point before we wrap it up for the night, you know, and thank you. Of course, it's a little shorter show tonight because of the debate, everybody. But Nate Landman had a crucial tackle on 4th and 1 where he leaped over the formation to keep the Steelers from converting. He had 7 total tackles that night.
We suck at when it comes to like teams converting 4th and 1 against us. we struggle with like stopping the run game.
Mhm.
So that leap over, that was a huge transition.
That was
and
a
that
huge
just
play.
showed, yeah, that was a huge stop. That was something we really, really needed because that was going to determine a touchdown versus a field goal.
Yeah.
So that's what I think.
And it turned the ball over to our offense, which our offense should have.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Down the field.
You're right.
Yeah, we was getting them opportunities. Like, just do your damn job, please. Can we get some points on the board? Can we do what we're supposed to be doing? Tank, what's good? Hey, ladies, how you doing? How you doing? Yeah, this defense will be real good. I just need Apple Juice to turn his head around. That's all. Please, AJ. Please,
AJ Terrell needs to tighten up with us giving him all that money. He needs to get it straight because
and that's what a lot of people saying. We don't give him all that money. Some people saying he's second at best and all that kind of things.
He's good at blocking balls, but when it comes to like stopping the run, that's where he needs to eventually turn his head around because he keeps running, not knowing where the ball is, and by the time what's his name? George Pickens. By the time he caught the ball, Terrell was like, "Oh, I needed to turn." He turns around at the last second. I'm like, why? You should be. And I guess he's trying to avoid pass interference, but you can also like try not to tug so much on the jersey while you're running with the wide receiver as well.
Yeah. That's a laughable statement right there from Tank.
Yeah, Apple Juice.
What y'all seen him outplay Kirk Cousins?
Now I would say he would outplay Kirk Cousins if he actually scored a touchdown on my defense.
Yes, right.
He could even score not a touchdown. So he was more or less a game management for right now. So he did manage the game for his team. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah,
right.
And Apple Juice, I'm sitting. Yeah. I'm going to time you out. Relax. Not in the ladies' show. No nonsense. Thank you. I just had to kind of chill out. I know. And look, I'm used to trolling it. It don't bother me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna highlight you to trolling anyway. AJ can't play physical in coverage 330. And and it said Justin Fields' new name was Check Down Charlie outside of those 2 or 3 throws. Yeah, Tank, we not about to start. So on that note, everybody, we got to get you guys to the debate. I know, we could have been on a little longer, but I got to go see how, we got to, of course, make Atlanta Falcons great again, just to let you know. So, we're all on the campaign of making sure this comes together, but we got to watch the big debate that's coming up. Everybody get your vote on. I don't care who you're voting for, but get your vote on. What I'm going to do is add, though, to this. We're getting ready to have a watch party for the people that is not traveling to see the next game on the 18th, 8 p.m. is our game time. So we'll have a watch party coming up. The flyer, I think, is coming out tomorrow. So if you guys want to watch some games with some of your Atlanta Falcons Nation fans and friends, come join us. It's free to get in. And of course, just come watch the game. Good food and everything else. So I'll get that announcement out there pretty soon.
Is it gonna be?
Where it's gonna be? I think it's the same place we had the red and black event.
And you said it's the next home game? It's gonna be the next.
No, it's the next away game. We're gonna have away game watch parties.
The Monday night game.
Oh, okay.
So give me that shirt, Maggie. She out here banging for Kamala. I saw you, Maggie. Look. Kamala. Yes. So on that note, people, we want to go ahead and wrap this up. I know we're normally on later, but Christy, thank you for joining us. You are more than welcome to join us. Go ahead and give your last minute thoughts about, You'll be back. Perfect.
Yeah,
what do you expect us to do the next game coming up? What are your expectations for the Falcons? You think we're gonna win this one coming up?
I actually have no surprises that are coming up. I mean, I won't be surprised either way. I'm rooting for us as normal, as long as that the last game of this month is against the Aints. We can't have no mistakes. So if this is preseason, hey, I'm for it. But that game against the Saints is on everything. We got to win that one. And so I don't know if you're looking at a veteran quarterback, how much change can he actually do within a week between now and the next game? Has that ever occurred with a veteran quarterback ever? I know what we've seen in the past, and so I just don't want to put a whole lot of expectations into us with a win, but I don't expect us to be blown out. I don't expect it to be easy for. I don't expect it to be easy for our opponents over the next 3 weeks. I don't.
Okay, Christy, because we do got some. We got some teams we got to face, and we got to come ready for it. So, I don't expect a blowout, but at the same time, I know we're going to have to really get our A game on, because now everybody over there looking like, what about the offense? What's going on with them? What's happening? So now we was the hype of the media. Now they're like, we're questioning what's going on in Atlanta. Ms. Pam, what you got to say? Last minute thoughts. What's your expectations for the next game?
Okay, but I would like to shout out a special team player in the last game, Avery Williams. He done a really good job on the special team, coming back from that injury where a lot of fans thought that he gonna get cut and not gonna do it. I could see why Raheem kept him. So he had some good returns in that game. So shout out to Mr. Avery Williams. But for the Philly game, me and my Philly friend Alicia gonna be at that game. Of course, we're gonna be in Philadelphia, so I'm hoping my team will play well and will win the game. I would like to actually see them win that game. But other than that, I'm expecting the offense do some significant change. So I'm praying on that at least.
Okay, because they are shaking up the tree a little bit with trying out some folks. So I might see some adjustment going on in the next couple of days. Typically around Thursday is when they, kind of ramp and kind of put their depth chart out there and things like that. So don't be surprised. There's going to be some mix-ups coming. But Miss Asia, your last minute thoughts and expectations for next week.
I'm ready. I'm ready for them to get their A game ready, get the offense ready, make some major changes with compared to what we saw. We cannot see what we saw on Sunday next Monday, because that's not going to work against a team like the Eagles. The Eagles are a good team. So we got to play 10 times more harder than how we played against the Steelers, and just in general. So I'm not going to say we're going to win, and I'm not going to say we're going to lose. So I'm not going to be surprised. I'm just going to say, if I just want to win, that's it. Because I'm tired of people saying, oh, we're going to go 0-3 because we have the Eagles and the Chiefs coming up, and they're both nighttime games. I don't want that stigma to come into my head thinking, okay, we're going to lose. No. As long as we follow the playbook and do what we need to do and get out on the field, and the defense play as hard as they can like they did against the Steelers, we should be fine. And the offense does what they need to do, come up with creative plays, start throwing the ball, start blocking, start letting Kirk Cousins get more comfortable, then I know we can try to win.
Yeah, right. So then I agree with that, Asia. It's like, we kind of can see that Kirk is nursing it a little bit. So we got to protect him, keep him off his back, block, do what you need to do to just make sure that he's going to be all right and have enough time, and be comfortable and get a feel of his receivers and not just go with what we know. Bijan,
Right.
So we got a lot of offensive weapons that we can utilize, and we need to take advantage of that and get rid of these penalties.
Right.
Get in the red zone and score. Bottom line. Defense, they're gonna hold us down, but we don't want to wear them out and start causing injuries and everything else. So offense, y'all better shake it up. Raheem, offensive coach, whatever y'all gonna do on that play calling, it needs to happen. It needs to happen right before. I mean, yes, this is a big game too, but we got a lot of opponents that we must win. If we want to win the NFC South, we got to win. Bottom line. So every game for me is a must win. I don't care.
Yeah.
Every game is important for me. So on that note, people, thank you again. You guys see the Cash App at the bottom, $ Atlanta Falcons Nation. We actually got a ticket campaign going on where we're trying to support getting these babies to the games, the unprivileged youth that can't afford to go to these games. So there's some donations and ticket opportunities. You can see it on my page where you donate or you get a ticket, and I think it's a $10 meal pass with it. Donations and proceeds will go towards making sure these babies get a game ticket, because of course we have a young lady that lost her son, and her son as well wanted to get his sons to the game, and he was ill and never could get that to happen. So we definitely want to make sure the unprivileged kids get an opportunity to see the Falcons play, because that's a big thing. I love the kids, y'all. So donate to the Cash App, $ Atlanta Falcons Nation. But we're out of here. Thank you, Terry. We appreciate you. Where can we get that shirt? That's tough. Pam, let us know who it is, and we'll put links out there so you can find out where to get this shirt, because Pam got one on too. So on that note, but we don't want to hold y'all because we got to go see what Mr. Orange Man got to say. So good night, people.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.